Hello everyone and welcome back to King Talks. So, a little bit of a gap since the last one, and this is now episode 10, which I didn't kind of expect to do this many of them, I will admit. And for the people that are new to the series, which over 2,000 of you could potentially be, that haven't been subscribed since my last video of this, because it's the kind of growth I've had since then. This is my King Talks series, obviously. I talk about things, about the channel, about things that are going on, get discussions going, and in the background I put some backing footage with just some general stuff going on. Today it's going to be just me doing some stuff on the Hermitcraft server, and I'm going to talk over it. It's not going to be live, it's going to be done afterwards. So it's designed to be put in the background and you just listen to it, and you can kind of watch the footage if you really want to. So, today we're talking about Hermitcraft. We're talking about Minecon, and we're talking about is big better. I'm going to start off with last episode's topic. So I did say last time I guessed there would be about 20% chance of hitting 15k subs before the end of the month, and I said if I did hit that then I'll do a vlog. Now I didn't hit that, so there is no vlog. That's how it goes. I stick to my promises there, and it didn't meet the criteria, so there isn't one. That's how it goes. I'm perfectly honest with everyone. That's how it goes. So there you are. So there won't be a vlog, if you're wondering, and a lot of people said they didn't want one anyway. I will admit, some people said they didn't want one, but there you go. So another thing from last episode, no one actually got the song that I was talking about, which is quite amusing. And or at least no one posted it anyway, which is quite good. Well, quite good, quite fun, quite amusing. So anyway, we'll go on to the first topic, which is Hermitcraft. So we've been on the server for, it must be around a month now. You kind of lose track of days and weeks when you're doing a job, and you come back and do this, and then it'll kind of just phases into one. The kind of point between, I might be doing one episode a week on a series, but for me, by the time I've done one series and then try to do another one and then go back to the first one, it's already been a week. But for me, it's just kind of as fast as I can go with working full time, doing work on top of it, and organising everything. So from you as the viewer, if I pop up once a week with a certain series you like, you might think, oh, he's not uploading very often, but I'm doing as fast as I physically can. It's ridiculous. If I was working full time doing YouTube, it would be a lot different, but I'm not. So, Hermitcraft. So it's been about a month, and we've got a lot of progress done on the server. Now it's going on, it's doing stuff, it's fun. But there are a few things that have been a little bit niggling at me. I won't say annoying, but I'll say niggling. So for me, I see three distinct groups on the server at the moment of people. Diversity is good on the server, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I'm used to for the kind of videos I make. So we have first group, which is live streamers. Now there is quite a few live streamers on the server. There really is, that stream a lot. A lot of them only play when they are streaming, so if they are on, then they're almost certainly streaming, and therefore you can't talk about certain things in the chat, you can't organise things, you can't tell them about certain things, and that means no one can really do that sort of thing while they're playing. So it's a little bit awkward, it can be anyway, very awkward. So it can make some things difficult there, which is fine from live streaming and everything else, that's all fine, but it does make me feel a bit, I don't know, I have to be more aware of what I say in the chat, which is not always as fun. It's not as relaxed as I would like it to be, maybe, but that's fine with them live streaming. The next thing, there are people on the server which have called themselves content creators. So the people that just do regular videos, and they'll log on, they'll do some stuff, talk about some things that are going on with their lives or something as they go, and do some stuff, and that'll be an episode. Now a lot of people like that, that's fine. I'm not against people doing that or anything else, it's just not what I normally do. And for them, people doing lots of progress at once is bad, because they could have made X many episodes out of it and been entertaining at the same time and got lots of views for it, which is fine. No, the logic is sound. The people that are on the server as a form of income or a substitute income or anything else, that's fine. But for me, I sit and do a project, and that would be an episode. Whereas, no, there's projects that I want to do on the server, which I've voiced, and I want to go ahead with them. But it's kind of, you can't really go and do that, or we don't really want you to go and do that, because we'd rather have a video for our subscribers with you explaining to us what you want to do, and then another video of it you setting up, another video of it doing some work with it and having a chat with you, another video of it testing some stuff out. Whereas I would put that all in one video for myself, and I wouldn't think anything else of it. Now, my subscribers are kind of changing a bit, so I'm getting a lot of subscribers from the other Hermitcrafters, which are here just for Hermitcraft, and probably won't watch anything else, and probably won't watch this either, I will admit. And they generally are a younger audience than I'm used to. So I'm also experiencing a vast increase in what I would call silly questions. So sort of questions most more sort of technical Minecrafters wouldn't even think of. No, just really basic questions about things. No, kind of questions saying, oh, but you could use potions of harming on your mob trap and kill them all at once. Well, you couldn't, because they heal undead. So luckily, a lot of my people that have been with me longer as subscribers are able to sit there and answer their questions, which is good. Really saves me a lot of hours actually answering every single question, which I would have thought would just be normal knowledge, but for my new audience that's coming in, it seemingly isn't. So people that do help me out with the questions on the comments, I thank you vastly. It really saves me a lot of time. And the whole increase in social media things that we do, we've got the Reddits, we've got all the other bolt-ons to the networking part as well. It takes a huge amount of time extra, so I have even less time to do videos. It is a bit annoying sometimes. I'd rather have it just cut out, but I've got to be involved with it anyway and be proactive and everything else to hopefully grow. And yeah, it does take time. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, there's groups of people that are content creators, which are just playing and just creating content as they go, not progress people as such. Whereas I'd do a project in an episode, or have an aim and do something in an episode. I'm not saying they don't, but it's just a different way of doing it. No, I release an episode when it's finished, when I've done a project and I'm happy with it. I don't kind of do, we're going to start doing this today, or let's do a bit of this today instead, or let's have a look at this thing, or it's a different way of doing it. I'm not saying anyone's wrong, but I'm a bit different with that. So I'm wondering if I should go more towards that for Hermitcraft, because obviously the audience coming in are here for Hermitcraft episodes, and if that's what they're used to for Hermitcraft episode from people, that may be what I should be doing as an easier way of getting views, just as a completely honest thing there, and that may be what they want. And my other subscribers might want me to just to stick with the technical stuff on my Let's Play instead. Other thing where people will say, can you do videos with Keralis? Can you do videos with this person? Can you do more videos with that person? Organising things for me on the server seems ridiculously hard. You wouldn't think it, but it's really hard to grab someone and say, can we do an episode for this or do something for that, because everyone's doing different episodes, different times, and it's, for me, it's a bit of a strain. Really is. So yeah, that's that. And especially the time zone differences are really annoying. Let's just go for that as well. So yes, I'm definitely in the progress group. There are a few of us in the progress group, kind of me, Exuma, Mumbo Jumbo, Red Eyes, a few more maybe. I don't really think there's many more than that. Whereas we just do progress or do projects and things. We don't really think about filming all of it. And such as me and Red Eyes have been playing around with blaze spawners for a few days, playing around different designs, having some fun with them. I know some other people might have done 4 episodes out of that, and people would have enjoyed them, but we don't even really think to even record that. So yeah, people do have to kind of prompt me what kind of things they want to watch on videos and what they will watch. Because a lot of the time I don't put out things with that sort of thing in, because I think people don't want to watch that stuff. that's not really what the channel's about. But if people do want to watch it, and enough people do want to watch it, then it makes sense to post it. It makes my life a little bit easier, I guess, which is always good, and gives me more time to do other things. So yeah, that is the groups of the server at the moment. So there are projects that I want to do. I want to do Portal Lift at spawn. I want to go and start up the Quad Witch Huts? The Quad Witch Huts. But people want them explained to them, things talked through with them, and have videos on that. So I'm kind of being not forced, but people prefer it if I went to their pace instead of them going to my pace. So I have to slow down, and it's not the most comfortable thing for me because I want to do projects and I can't progress in the same sort of way I'd normally do videos because people don't really want me to go that fast as such. It can be a little bit frustrating for me and just how it goes. So yeah, that's kind of Hermitcraft at the moment. We've also got the Hermitcraft Reddit, which is that people post on it. It's not the most active Reddit, but people do go on it and do discussions and things. People post up their videos on there for the Hermitcraft stuff. People put up suggestion videos and I don't know, fan art and things. I had some nice fan art come through, which is really cool and nice to see. And on the Hermitcraft Reddit, you can get your own flair, so kind of your allegiance. So when you post, you would have like a little thing extra bolted onto your name saying who on the server you're supporting, kind of thing, or which group on the server, which is quite cool. And there's a little tiny competition, I guess, between server members to see how many people are supporting who's most popular on the Reddit. At the moment it's Exuma by a landslide. Maybe we can do something about that, guys, I don't know. Could be fun. Yeah. So yeah, that is the Hermitcraft stuff kind of out the way with. Now Hermitcraft is going as I go. I need to kind of work out what style I should be doing it in, and when I get to that correct way of doing it for my new audience that want to see a certain type of video, then I can probably make more of it and help me grow faster. Just being perfectly honest again. People that are new, I'm incredibly honest with my subscribers, brutally honest. I think that's just a better way of doing it for myself, and I don't know, I just enjoy doing that. I like it more that people can feel that they can be honest back to me, and being brutally honest back to me as well for feedback and things. That I hate this, I dislike you doing that, I think you should do this because of these reasons. I'm really up for that feedback and get the discussion going. So yeah, how do you think I should do my episodes? And just don't say do more collabs. No, you need to have ideas of projects that people would be good to do things together, time zones. You have to really think about them carefully. And there are some people on the server which don't really mix personality wise, and just how it goes. And there's some people I'd like to do videos with, and a couple of people I might not want to do videos with. Just how it goes. But there you go. Any suggestions? I'd love to hear that. So let's move on to Minecon. This is actually my second time recording this whole thing, because I recorded it first time and it was about 11 minutes, which was a bit short. So I've actually added another topic in the end, and we'll talk about this again. So Minecon. This was announced, the location, a few days ago. If you don't know, it's in Florida. We kind of knew it was in Florida about 5 months ago. I thought the whole community kind of knew that anyway. That was one of the main suggestions that it was going to be anyway, so it was kind of not a surprise when it came out to be in Florida. So yeah, Minecon is Florida, and I'm in the UK, which means you need to do a transatlantic flight, and they're not cheap. So I did look at some figures for really advanced bookings and everything else if I booked them like last week, and I think they're around £500 to £800 for a return ticket, which is you gross that up to like $800 to $1,100 for a return ticket, for one person. So it wouldn't be a cheap thing to do. Now some people can justify going to Minecon because they say, no, YouTube is earning X amount of money, therefore it pays for going to Minecon, or substitutes it enough to make it viable. Now for me, YouTube does not make it viable for money wise. Kind of if I went to there, I would spend more on one weekend than YouTube has made in a year, plus more, because YouTube's cost me a lot of money in internet, in rent, in power, and everything else as I go. So it would kind of destroy everything I've done the last year from that, just one weekend. And also, sort of total cost I was looking at for a weekend and the flights is about 6 months rent for me. And that's a huge figure. Kind of, I could either go to Minecon or I could buy a brand new top of the range PC. No, like a top of the range PC. Yeah, it's a big cost thing there, and now YouTube, I can't justify that. I can't justify that out of working either, because I'm about to finish my placement. I've got a few weeks left of my placement, and that's all the money coming in gone. Then I'm back to being just a normal university student with one other job, which I don't even know if I'm going to go back to this summer, because I'm back like a month and then I go back to university again into my new rental house, which is a lot more expensive than this year. So yeah, I was getting away from myself there. So Minecon, a lot of people, if they can't afford things just normally or can't justify spending the money, because I need the money for rent and such and living, a lot of people take donations. Now I always have a donation link somewhere in my description somewhere, and no, I have had a few donations in the last year. Do I think people would donate enough to send me to America? I don't think that's going to be possible. If it did happen, I would go. Sort of thing where if the Minecon was in somewhere like Paris again, I would go, and I would spend X amount of money on hotels and things as standard. So if I was donated enough just for the flights over to America, or a good substitute to them, money wise, then I would go still, because I'll be paying for hotels and things wherever I go. It's just the kicker is the gigantic flight costs, and that's the breaking point. That's the deal breaker, the flight costs at the moment. And if they're paid for me, then I would go. It'd be fun to meet everyone. So yeah, that is the whole Minecon thing. If I had enough donations for flights, I would go. Do I think that's going to be likely? I don't think that's got a chance, but you never know, I guess. Unless some really generous person comes along and pays it all themselves, because I don't really think anyone's going to donate because of that. So that's Minecon. The next part would be talking about my additional subject for today, which is, does size matter? Now this is something which a lot of YouTubers can get a lot of frustration because of, and we're not talking about some kind of phallus size, we're talking about YouTube channel size and audience size. Now, YouTube channel size and audience size are not the same thing. There are a lot of people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and only a very small actual active audience, whereas my audience is a lot more proactive and active in percentage wise than some people's. But yeah, size. So there are a lot of channels which do certain things, and because of the size of a channel, they have a lot of influence. So the bigger you are, the more influence you have. Now this works in quite a few different ways, so that some big channels, if they do a certain thing, they can coin it as their thing. Doesn't matter who's done it already, or if someone's done it the same a month before, everyone will then say that the person they've seen doing, which is big, is the owner of that, the inventor of that, the person that started that. And sometimes that's true. Now some people are big for a reason, some people are good at what they do, but it does get to the point where if people just do an ordinary thing, especially in Minecraft and such, if someone just does something normal that everyone's been doing for a year, but the people that are watching haven't seen before, and someone go, oh, this person's fantastic, they've done this, and then they'll go into other people's videos saying, oh, you should do this thing that someone else has done, and kind of it gets very frustrating for people like me, because I deliberately don't go and do what other people do, or if I do, they're from reasoned decisions, and I've come to the same conclusion of doing the same sort of structure of something, structure of mob trap, same sort of system. I always try and keep them as unique as I can, but there are some things where it comes down to perfect logic. That is the best way to do this, therefore I'll add it into my system, and I'm fine with that. But when people come over and say, you should do this person's design, or someone's done this, you should do that too, it makes me really adverse to it all. The more people that say I should do something of someone else's, the less likely I am to do it, just because of that. I'd rather do something that is, even if I have to, less efficient, just for the fact that I'm not doing what they're doing. Because, if everyone did the same thing in Minecraft, it would get very boring very, very quickly. There is no diversity to it if you had that. So yeah, my main grumble is I can do things. Doesn't matter if it's brand new, or if someone's done it before, or if someone's been doing it a lot and a big YouTuber. People can come over and saying, you're copying so and so. This is so and so's design. Why are you doing it? And kind of it gets very, very annoying. People in Minecraft, they don't own things. There is no intellectual property. There is no verified patents on things. There is nothing original. Anyone that's done something in Minecraft, you can bet there is someone that doesn't do videos which has already done it many times a month before. In general, doesn't mean that no one has to post it. No, if it hasn't been posted on Reddit or YouTube, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There are loads of people with very, very complex, high technical let's plays on their own which just don't do videos, and people that come over and say, you're copying so and so's design, or so and so did this first, why are you doing that, or you should do this person's design. It gets very annoying. So when we come to, is big better? So generally people that are bigger get a really big sway in things they do. So if I do something, some people might say to someone else's channel, oh, King Happy did this, you should do that, or so and so did this because of this reason. This is why on my channel I'm always trying to do things and then explaining how I've come to the conclusion, why I'm doing it, and what the advantages and disadvantages in it, so that people can go off and do their own thing with logical reasons behind it. Not saying, I've done this because King Happy did it. No, I don't want you to do that. It's not the idea. I'm meant to explain to you how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and you can go, oh, actually, I want this for a slightly different thing, therefore I understand that this changes with that change, therefore I can make my own thing based on some logic which I've been taught. That's brilliant. That's how it's meant to go. That's how you get progress. That's how you get diversity. And that's how games continue to grow and people have fun. So I don't like people going, I want this design or that design that so and so person's done. It does annoy me. So yeah, that's most of the grumble over, but the fact that the question is, and the discussion should be in the comments, if someone has a large amount of subscribers, does that automatically make them better than someone else? No, a lot of people say, do so and so's design because they've done it, which are X amount of subs, and everyone suddenly accepts or just believes that that person, because they're big, they must know what they're doing, that they must know the best way of doing it, and their design must be the best one. So a lot of times people can have designs which are standing around for years, which are not the best way of doing it, but everyone else is always saying kind of, this person did it, therefore it must be the most efficient, we won't even question the logic behind it. And that's where I get annoyed. So for you guys, there's lots of examples where some people that are bigger subscribers are good at what they do. There are lots of examples of big subscribers which don't know what they're doing, or are just playing the game and not really interested in technical stuff, which I am. No, people don't have to be completely technical to be good at a game, but I'm technical. So yeah, is bigger channels automatically make you, your opinions and designs more valid? I guess that's kind of the question. There is a mixture in that, some yes, some no. It gets a little bit complicated, and just the fact that when my sort of argument is that when people come to my channel and say you should do this person's design, or this person has done it already, why are you copying? I had some people, some really weird comments actually coming over, and I was doing something. I was doing a tree farm, there we are. I was doing my tree farm, and someone else came over saying, someone else has done a tree farm, why haven't you given them credit? No, it wasn't an automatic tree farm, wasn't doing anything else, it was just the fact that it was a tree farm. And I kind of just wanted to slap that person silly, because no, there is nothing unique about doing a tree farm. There is nothing unique about using creepers to explode things. There are videos in Minecraft 1.1 where they've used creepers to make automatic wood farms and cobble farms and things like that. It's not a new concept. But the fact that they said that I wasn't crediting someone because I was making a tree farm was a little bit bizarre. And that's kind of the weird questions I'm getting asked lately, which I don't like. I really don't like. But I have to deal with it. As I get bigger, I get new experiences, things like haters. There are some people that I know that will watch my video and deliberately dislike it every time they open my video. Kind of as soon as the video goes up, they'll get 1 or 2 dislikes immediately, and no negative comments. So the person's obviously just brought it up, disliked it, and walked away. And that's what we always used to call as dislike botting. There are some people which obviously do dislike bot, and no, for me, if I get more than 3 or 4 dislikes, I generally think someone's hating on the actual content, because I generally don't get very many dislikes at all. No, this last month I think it's something like 12,000 likes versus 130 dislikes. So yeah, my ratio is normally very, very high on likes, so when I get more than like 4 dislikes on a video, I really wonder what I've done wrong. And I do sit there, and I can sit there and say, no, there are some videos which have been there. No, I had one video which was managed to go 800 likes before the first dislike, and then suddenly after it got its first one, it got like 6 in like 10 minutes, and that's when you know something fishy's happened there. No sir, there are only a few people, but it's just the propensity on the statistics. The likeliness of that actually happening from multiple people is a very slim chance. So yeah, there is some things around that, and sure, I shouldn't get caught up with a few dislikes, it's just how it goes, but it's something that I do try and keep a look on. So yeah, so I guess that is kind of the whole thing. I didn't really explain the whole is bigger better thing as well as I should have, I guess. Just the question was, are large channels, are their opinions and designs automatically more valid than everyone else? And my argument is that people, if they're going to suggest design to someone, they shouldn't say this person's done that or la 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 la. It should be a logical thing behind using this mechanic to do this because of this reason, and I think this would be good for you to add into your thing. It kind of fits what you're doing. That's perfectly fine. No, perfectly acceptable. But a lot of people sit there and post links and things, and I generally do look at the links to where they say so and so person's done this first, or so and so's done this or that, and I go look at them and I sit there and say, this has got nothing to do with what I'm doing, it's something completely different. They've kind of misunderstood what's going on in both videos, and that's where I start just to block people, because no, there are some people which just shouldn't be watching videos, I will admit. And yeah, there is a lot of people on YouTube, and I have to be wary of my growing audience. Of course, I'm going to give in to an amount of people which I would rather not have watching. Just how it goes, the bigger you are, you're going to get haters, you're going to get people which are just floating around, not really watching many videos, you're going to start to get dead weight. It's just how it goes. And just on that note, YouTube is the 3rd most popular site on the internet, and each person that visits a YouTube, on each visit, people normally do around, I think it was either 16 or 22 pages they would visit. So if someone comes along and just visits, they're going to flick around quite a few times, and the average visit length is about 23 minutes. So if people are going to spend 23 minutes a day on YouTube, and they're going to do 16 odd pages, then they're kind of skipping through quite a few videos, aren't they? Unless they're watching loads of 1 minute cat videos, which some of them probably are. You really have to bring down to earth that in this kind of video there isn't going to be many people watching to the end. But the people that are watching to the end really want to be here, which is good. So yeah, I think I rambled enough today. So yeah, because I'm moving and there's going to be a bit of disruption for me at the moment, I've got to finish up my placement year, I've got to organise all my reports and things, I've got to get time spent on that, then I've got to move at the end of this month. So there might be a little bit of disruption in videos in general, just how it's going to go. Hope that's okay, and hope this video is long enough, and I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for joining me.